Hello, I'm the convention critic. I go to it so you don't have to. New York is known for a lot of things, like crime, mutated turtles, superheroes. I found a few of those in New York, unfortunately. But I guess that's what you get when you go to New York Anime Fest. You don't get a lot of superheroes. But I did see Spider-Man, and that's enough for me. Spider-Man is an awesome superhero, and seeing a Spider-Man at New York Anime Fest made it feel like it was New York. Though I could have used some Ninja Turtles, and probably the Punisher. But, you know, nobody's perfect. Now, this was an odd con for me, because I'm so used to West Coast cons in this style. New York, and I'll assume probably a lot of East Coast cons, have a slightly different vibe to them. It's the same out-of-state vibe I get from SakuraCon and Anime Vegas. Kind of relaxed. No one's in a rush. No one's pushing everyone out of the way to get pictures or autographs. Everyone's kind of cool and relaxed. Not entirely what I expected of New York, but something I really, really appreciate. Panels there were pretty cool. They had a couple different voice acting panels on how to. Very funny, led with Veronica Taylor and Rachel Lillis, among others. There was a fairly decent dealer's hall with some things that are rarities, at least for me, being on the West Coast. I found things that I don't find on the West Coast ever, like Sakura Tyson figures and Record Lotus War figures. And very awesome stuff. There were some minus things at this con I gotta point out. I'm not a huge fan of the WCG, the World Cyber Games. I don't find any point in referring to a guy who can play Halo really well as an athlete. Okay, no, an athlete is a guy who can get tackled by 250, 300-pound linemen and get up. That's an athlete, okay? An athlete is not, well, my thumb kind of hurts from playing a little too much Halo yesterday, but I'll be okay. I'll be able to be on the bench for like a day. No, that's not an athlete. So they were there, they had this whole sections cornered off, and essentially those of us who are normal game players had no place to video game. So I had to use my DS. Not that I'm complaining, I love my DS, but it's always fun to compete with other people at a con and just to see where I stand on the otaku level of video game playing. Didn't really get the option to do that. That was kind of a downer. However, the convention center did have something I always love. Maids. I love maids, and these maids were really, really good at their job. They were very cute. They were fun to be around. They did little dances and played little games. I love that. It reminded me a lot of the Ichigo Cafe that used to be at Anime Vegas. And I congratulate you for that, New York Anime Fest maids, because I've been to too many maid cafes this year that have been totally crappy. The maids have always been stuck up, or rude, or the event lives up to like none of your expectations, even the simplest ones of being able to sit down and relax. This one, great. They had their little stage, they did their performances, they hung out around the table, so while you're having your lunch, they can talk to you and play games. That was great. There's also some decent food vendors in the convention center. That's a nice change of pace. How often am I in a convention center going like, I'm freaking starving and I have no idea where there's food here because I don't live here. And this time, right there, reasonable prices, good food, love that. So, there's a lot of great things, and only one major bad thing, I just don't like the WCG. I also think the music video contest was a little bit on the fail side, but it's okay, because where you lack in other programming like that, you get in the whole awesomeness that is the city of New York. You get great shows, great food, a 3-story Toys R Us. What more could a person ask for? I found a Ralts plushie. That's awesome. I've never seen that here on the West Coast. Got to hear someone use my brother's favorite catchphrase, $1, $1, $1. That was pretty cool. And so overall, I love the city. The con was pretty relaxed. Not many minuses I can really talk about in the con. I really enjoyed it. Would love to go back again. I know normally I go in a whole complaining spree of I didn't like this, I didn't like that, but honestly, I don't have much to complain about. Other than the World Cyber Games and my absolute hatred of the World Cyber Games. But if you ignore that part of the con, everything else is pretty fun. great guests, and it's awesome as a West Coast person to actually see the East Coast voice actors. And Veronica Taylor's a sweetheart. I saw her at Anime Vegas, God, it must have been 4 or 5 years ago, and she was a sweetheart then, she's a sweetheart now. Greatest person if you ever get the chance to meet her. And plus there's a whole Soul Eater thing too. So, you know, if you like to eat souls, you could have enjoyed that as well. With the entirety of the English cast. Way to go, Funimation. That was actually pretty awesome. So, until next time, I'm the Convention.
Hey, bro, what do you mean you don't like World Cyber Games, huh? Dude,
Hey, look. Playing Madden isn't a sport. Being a football player is being a sport.
What do you mean, man? Bro, you don't understand, bro. It's about the player pressing the W and then passing it to Larry Fitzgerald when he was in the mid...
No, it's actually wearing a Chargers jersey and playing and kicking some ass on the gridiron. That's a real sport.
Dude, you don't get it. It's about the playing Halo, dude. Halo, bro. Halo.
No. You know what's real? What's real? Being actually in the army and shooting guys. That's real. Halo is just, I'm pressing buttons with my thumbs. There's no danger to you. The only danger is...
You're lame, bro. You're lame. You know what it is?
You're lame. You're lame because video games is not a sport, okay? Anything my little brother can do and do well isn't a sport, okay? You never have like a 10-year-old who's like a great basketball player. Like they might be good for a 10-year-old, but they're not going to beat any kind of real basketball player, okay? And in football, my little brother might be a really great football player, let's just say hypothetically. You get him going up against like, not the Detroit Lions, but any real team, he would get crushed and destroyed. Real sports are real sports. Video games are not sports.
I'm sorry, bro. You were saying something?
Until next time.
Halo, dude. Halo, bro. Halo. Go buy ODST.
I'm the convention critic. I go to it so you don't have to.
Oh, no.
Awesome, guys.
That was a great idea.